The icebergs, billowing carbon emissions polluting the sky, increasingly frequent superstorms and more. But what can be done about it all? Well, there's a group of scientists out there with some pretty nutty ideas to cool the Earth. At least they sound nutty, like massive sun ray mirrors seeding the upper atmosphere with sulfate aerosols to create a shield around the Earth and more. It's called Geo-engineering. My next guest is leading the charge to get more resources into this field. Antonio Buzzolacchi is the president of the University Corporation for Atmospheric Research, a consortium of over 100 universities studying atmospheric-related sciences. Professor Buzzolacchi, am I pronouncing that correctly, I hope?
That's correct, Corey. Good afternoon.
Amazing. It's one in a row for me. So talk to me about what can be done. Unfortunately, we have to address the notion of these climate change deniers out there, but they surely would love this. Yeah, don't worry about climate change. Buzzolacchi's on it.
Well, it's not such a crazy idea after all, because there are natural episodes in the climate system, within the Earth system, that have demonstrated this is possible. For example, in 1991, Mount Pinatubo, a volcano in the Philippines, injected something on the order of 17 megatons of sulfate aerosols into the atmosphere. And these small particles, they actually filter the solar radiation from reaching the Earth, and actually cooled the global temperature of the planet by about 0.6 degrees Celsius over a span of 12 to 15 months. So this one aspect of geoengineering is to do this deliberately.
What's wrong?
If we are serious about trying to maintain
What's wrong? What did you do?
Beneath an overall threshold of 2 degrees warming.
So how are you going to ignite
Connor?
So
be nice.
It's a great question. It would be done artificially by a series of rocket launches, airplane deployments at different latitudes, at different frequencies, in order to decrease the incoming shortwave radiation. That's one technique. Another technique would be to fertilize the ocean with iron to cause massive balloons of phytoplankton or algae to draw down, take carbon out of the atmosphere and sequester into the ocean. So theoretically, it's possible, but there are huge ethical and governance issues about this sort of deliberate manipulation of the Earth's climate.
Give me an ethical issue.
For example, if a rogue nation unilaterally decides to do geoengineering and change the climate for that one country's.
They're talking about chemtrails.
And then what are the downstream unintended consequences of global engineering? How would it change global precipitation patterns and changes of droughts and floods downstream from just one rogue nation? There's a lot of this area where we
sounds like us, huh? Rogue nation.
And I guess, it strikes me that the Colin Powell rule, what he called the Pottery Barn rule, you break it, you own it. Once you're the one tampering with the weather, you're the one responsible for every flood, for every sunken beach, for every whatever. Every hurricane.
And in that regard, there's a lot of attribution issues. How do you know if there's a naturally occurring hurricane? Was it caused by geoengineering or not? So this is an issue of Pandora's box, and it's not something we're necessarily advocating for, but we definitely need much more research so we have a much better understanding of what are these unintended consequences.
Well, and what's the chaos theory notion that when a butterfly flaps its wings somewhere, the implication is a typhoon somewhere else? Surely that would come into place here. But it also seems, you talked about taking it seriously, it really seems that it's been very difficult, if not impossible, to come up with global climate agreements that for example, the U.S. pulling out of the most recent Paris Accords and taking this really seriously and doing the other things that would reduce the carbon imprint and keep these things from happening in the destruction of our systems.
That's an excellent point. I mean, it's taken us 20 years to get to the point of the Paris Accord, and now we're talking about the potential.
We're not even there yet. I mean, it's amazing.
Absolutely. And so, in my opinion, yes, we need to do the research, but in order to get to this point of actually all the nations of the world coming to agree on geoengineering, I think it really would take a worldwide cataclysmic climate disaster to get all the nations of the world to agree in short order to do something like this.
Well, and by the time that happens, it may be too late.
So that's all the more reason why we need to be doing the research now, so that we do know what
it's not ongoing now by any means, is it? We don't see it happening now, do we?
Cool, weird, wonderful stuff. Dr. Antonio Buzalaki, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Buzalaki is president for the University Corporation for Atmospheric Research. We appreciate his time.